What's up, YouTube? It's Chris from CW Sports Cards, and we are back today on NBA Draft Night, ripping into a Bowman Chrome U-Box, looking for the first overall pick in all likelihood, Mr. Cooper Flagg. The guy that was going to go number 2, but might not now. We'll talk about that in a second, Ace Bailey. We also got Juju Watkins, and I'm sure we'll find a bunch of other guys in here that'll get drafted tonight. So, besides draft night, I thought we should discuss the end of the NBA season. It ended on Sunday. It went 7 games between Oklahoma City and the Indiana Pacers. It was a pretty epic series. I heard that Game 7 had the best rating of any NBA Finals game for the last 6 years. So a lot of people tuned in for that Game 7. Overall, the ratings were down, which, was kind of predictable. You didn't really... Even though Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was there and he's the MVP, he's kind of an up-and-coming star. There's a lot of people probably in Chicago and New York and LA that haven't seen too much of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So overall, it was not watched very well, but Game 7 did draw very well. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander won the Finals MVP. He was also the regular season MVP, so congrats to him and congrats to Oklahoma City. It was pretty funny. I don't know if you guys saw the video. They show a video of them celebrating in the locker room, and they're all so young, OKC. They don't really have any veterans. It's just a really young team. They had no idea how to open a bottle of champagne. There's probably guys on that team that technically can't even drink yet. But it was pretty funny watching them trying to open the bottles of champagne. If you haven't seen it, you should go check it out. So congratulations to OKC. The Indiana Pacers, they tried really hard. They fought to the end. Unfortunately, their star, Tyrese Halliburton, tore his Achilles tendon. So in Game 7 in the second quarter, I believe. So he will be out for the rest of next year as well. Kind of reminds me of when Kevin Durant did it for the Warriors. What was that, 6 years ago? In the finals, he blew out his Achilles tendon. Basically, anytime you have a calf strain, you need to be very, very careful and make sure it's 100% healed before you come back. It's not worth risking it. It's really not. I know they were in the finals. Maybe you'll never make it back, but, missing a year of your career, you're definitely not going to make it back next year in all likelihood. Let's be real here. So that was interesting. But so, we'll see what happens in the East. The East is wide open now, in my opinion. The Halliburton's hurt. The Celtics, Tatum is hurt for all next year. They also traded away their 3rd and 4th best players. Well, you could argue Derek White's their 4th or 3rd best player, but they traded away 2 of their other stars leading into the draft tonight. They got rid of Porzingis, and they got rid of the point guard. What's his name? He's a really good point guard. Jrue Holiday. They got rid of Jrue Holiday. So they shipped both of them off. Saves them a bunch of money next year on cap space, but they're obviously not going to be that competitive as Jaylen Brown and Derek White and whoever else is left on the team. Doesn't bode very well. I now know why Giannis doesn't want to leave Milwaukee, because the East is wide open. Why would you leave Milwaukee? You have just as good... I understand that Damian Lillard's out for the whole year next year too, but the East is literally wide open. Anyone has a chance to win it next year. I don't know who they're even going to make the favorite at the books. Maybe the Knicks? They don't have a coach right now, so nobody knows. But let's get into this. Tonight is draft night. The NBA season is over. We've talked about what happened. And let's look ahead to the future. Like I said, Cooper Flagg is the big chase. He's going to be the number 1 overall pick. He's considered a generational talent, even though we had one a couple years ago with Wembanyama. But he's considered to be, very elite. He's supposedly a top-notch defender already, and they think, his offensive game will grow with time. I watched a few Duke games last year. I wasn't super impressed with him. To me, he didn't really, jump off the screen. It's hard to evaluate his defense. Maybe his defense is really good. We will see. Ace Bailey, who I mentioned was supposed to be the number 2 overall pick, but him and his agent are playing some mind games with teams. He did not work out or do interviews with the teams that have the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th picks for sure, maybe even the 5th pick. So in a lot of mock drafts now, he's slipped to 6th, even though he's probably the 2nd best player. His teammate, I forget his name, hopefully we'll pull him too, is also considered a top 5 pick. So there's 2 guys from Rutgers, of all places, that are going to be top 5 picks this year, or should be. Like I said, Ace might fall to 6, but should be a top 5 pick. And there's 2 Duke guys that are going to be top 5 picks in all likelihood. His partner and fellow freshman, I think his name is Kneppel. Hopefully we'll pull him. He also is supposed to be a top 5 pick tonight. So there could be 2 Duke guys and 2 Rutgers guys taken in the top 5 picks. I don't know if that's ever happened before. He's going to go to the Mavericks. The Mavericks won the lottery. They had less than a 2% chance to do it, and they pulled off the miracle and did it. It's happened a couple times now. I know it happened the year that Chicago got Derrick Rose, and it happened in '85 when the Knicks got Patrick Ewing. So it has happened in the past where teams that shouldn't get the first overall pick, and I don't mean like they were the second or third. No, like they were like the 12th favorite to get it. Like those kind of teams have gotten the first overall pick. So it has happened before. A lot of people, like to call conspiracy, and to be honest, it kind of sounds like a conspiracy if you think about it. Like I said, less than a 2% chance, I know, for this year. I think the Patrick Ewing year was even less than that. It was like less than a 1% chance. They've only had the draft lottery now for about 50 years. So this should have happened one time, and it's happened 3 times. So, yeah, there might be a little something fishy there. We get 10 cards per pack, 6 packs per box, looking for exclusive green shimmers. So let's check this out. Hopefully we can find at least 1 Cooper and 1 Ace. And one of the other Rutgers guys, I think his name's Harper. Dylan Harper, I think, is the other Rutgers guy. And a Kneppel. So, hopefully we can pull out the top 4 guys. I'm calling them the top 4 guys. And, we'll check this out. I've watched other people open it. It came out a few months ago. When it first came out, it was fetching a little bit of a premium on the secondary market. But for whatever reason, the price has come down on these. I was able to pick this up on the eBays for about $40, maybe $45 delivered. So it was definitely a little cheaper than it was when it was released. It was $50 on the shelf when I saw it at Shields earlier this year. It came out a few months ago, I want to say right after March Madness. So it's not like a new product, but to my knowledge, it is the only product with these guys in it, unless they were in the McDonald's All-American set from a year ago, which they might have been. I know Cooper Flagg was for sure, but I don't know about the other draft prospects. And those are actually kind of hard to find. Those they didn't produce a lot of those. So we'll check these out. We'll see which other guys we can get and who else turns out, to be a star. Here's a first, Latrell Wrightsell from Bama. Kira Irefin first from USC. The ladies are in here too. One of the other persons you're looking for is Juju, but it's not a first. First of Jordan Gainey from Tennessee. First of Darren Harris from Duke. There's a green of Deshaun Harris-Smith, but not a first. Here is a boundless potential of Ali Zebel. Looks like she is a UConn. Jeremy Fears, Xavier Booker, Killen Boswell, and Langston Love first. So we did get a green. None of those first names really stuck out to me. You guys can tell me in comments down below. Like I said, I haven't done a whole bunch of research into tonight's draft. I just kind of know who the top 4 or 5 guys are. The other, 25, we'll figure out who they are and if they get drafted. There's Ace Bailey, speaking of the guy, and that's a first, so that's a good card. De'Aaron Reed from Bama on the first. John Bowl, Ole Miss first. I wonder if he's related to the other Bowls. Probably. Kaylee Heckle first from USC. Another green of Boogie Fland, which is by far the best name. Boogie Fland first. Love it. Something turned around. A purple. Justice Carlton on the purple lava. Surprisingly not numbered. Not anywhere that I can see it. But okay. A first of Sonia Citron from Notre Dame. A first of Clifford Omarui from Alabama. Lots of Alabama firsts. A first of Anar Boateng from Missouri. And Carter Knox first from Arkansas. Okay. Gotta do a little sleeving here. Give me a second. Okay, those other people. And I don't know too much about the first-year ladies this year. I'm not sure which of them are stars or are supposed to be stars or are going to be stars. So unless it's a parallel, I probably will not sleeve up any of the ladies other than Juju. We all know Juju, even though she's not a first. You guys can tell me down below if you watch collegiate women's basketball, who else, is a star or is supposed to be an up-and-coming star in the ladies' game. Beckers, just got drafted this year. And, Caitlin Clark left last year. And I know there's still Juju hanging around. And, I'm sure that these top programs have other stars that I just don't know about yet. So tell me down below in comments who else should I be looking out for in women's college basketball that you think, has a potential career at the WNBA, the next level. Or even, who will make waves in the tournament next year. Michi Johnson first from Ohio State. Simon Wilcher from St. John's. Diamond Johnson from Norfolk State. Wow, Norfolk State. We're really going down the list now. Johnny Broom from Auburn. A Green of Dame Sar International. I wonder if he's related to the other Sar. He'll probably get drafted. I heard the French right now. Here's another Dame Sar. College Rule Playbook. Back-to-back Dame Sars. Michaela Blanks from Vanderbilt first. Taman Lipsey from Iowa State first. Ryan Nemhard from Gonzaga. And Jamari McDowell from Kansas. Okay. There's the French last year had the number 1 and number 2 pick. The year before they had the number 1 pick in Wembanyama. France appears to be a international kind of hotbed for like international prospects at the moment. So any, French guy probably will, has like an NBA future at least. So we'll look out for Dame Sar maybe being name called tonight. He probably is the brother of the Sar that got drafted last year. I mean, that just seems to kind of make sense, Steele Venters from Gonzaga. Cannon Catchings from BYU first. Jordan Lee first. Hannah Hidalgo from Notre Dame. A Green of Sarah Strong first from UConn. I mean, that's probably good. UConn always gets all the good guys, right? John Bull on the pep rally. Dennis Evans from Grand Canyon. Layden Blocker from DePaul. Liam McKinley first from UConn. And Keyshawn Gilbert first from Iowa State. All right. 2 packs left. Can we find a Mr. Flag? Can we find the other Duke guy? Nepple? Can we find Harper? Can we find Juju? We've only found one of them so far. Maybe I should have bought a second box. Maybe that's what was needed, was a second box. Billy Richmond III first from Arkansas. Aiden Sherrill first from Bama. There's Kneppel. So there's the Kneppel first. That's not bad. Isaac McKinley from Virginia. AJ Storr from Kansas. Mark Sears on the purple. Not a first for Mr. Sears. Jonas Adu first. Isaiah Evans first from Duke. Flory Bagunda first from Kansas. And Audie Crooks from Iowa State first. All right. Let's sleeve up the Canoopel. Like I said, he's supposedly going to be a top 5 pick as well. All right. I mean, I like the color that's coming out. We haven't seen any numbered cards, which is unfortunate. And we haven't seen the guy we're looking for, which is also unfortunate. But I do kind of like the color that's coming out. I don't know if them are numbered, but they at least look good. Prince Aliligby from Seton Hall. Trent Perry, UCLA first. Robbie Avila, St. Louis first. Silas Swords first from Michigan. A Green of Jeremy Fears, not a first though. Warriors of the Paint. So there's the other Rutgers guy. It's an insert, but it is Mr. Harper. AJ Storr first. PJ Haggerty first from Memphis. Tyler Hendricks first from UCF. And Miles Kelly. So we did not find the guy, unfortunately. We found the other 3 guys we were looking for that are going to be top 5 picks. But we did not find the number 1 guy. That's unfortunate. Anyway, here's Dylan Harper, Warriors of the Paint. Con Canoopel first. Mark Sears on the purple. The purples are about, looks like 2 per box. So even though it's not a first, I threw it over here. Sarah Strong on the first green. A green was like 1 per pack. Dame Sar on the first green. Dame Sar on the college rule playbook, which is kind of funny because he didn't go to college, so you probably shouldn't put him in this insert set. I mean, maybe he went to college in France, but he didn't go to an American college. You get what I'm trying to say. Doesn't really make sense for this insert. There's the Ace Bailey rookie, or first, so Justice Carlton on the first for the ladies in Texas. Deshaun Harris-Smith on the green. That probably doesn't need to go there. It's not a first. And Boogie Fland on the first, which was by far the best name we picked. Boogie Fland. What a great name. So, not terrible. Nothing numbered. We didn't get the big chase, so it wasn't great. But I did enjoy it. If I can find another one for that $40 range, I might give it another try. I'm guessing after the draft, there'll probably be a little bump in price. I don't know, there was this weird, time in between when the draft lottery was settled and who was picking where to today. It was like a month. And in that month, for whatever reason, the price of these and the demand went down. But I think after today, after guys get picked and they have teams and people, start to look for their cards, there's nothing out there yet. This is the only thing that there is. This will pick up some steam. So if you guys want one, I would suggest you buy it now if you don't want to pay, more than retail price. Appreciate you guys joining me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please leave a thumbs up. It's much appreciated. Please leave a comment. I like to respond to the comments. I enjoy having dialogue with you guys. I appreciate you all. Have a great night, and I'll see you next time.